Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with the Middle-earth strategy battle game, and today we're going to look at the Variags of Khand. This is one of the many evil men armies in the Middle-earth strategy battle game. We're going to take a look at their army special rule, how it affects the army and the composition of the army you can build, before looking at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction, and then further exploring some other units after that to expand upon after those first couple of initial purchases. Finally, at the end of the video, we'll show you a little sample army list with the hope of giving you some inspiration for starting your own army of the Khand in the Middle-earth strategy battle game. And so, to begin with, our army bonus for the Khandish hosts is pretty straightforward. Khandish horsemen and Khandish chariots do not count towards the force's bow limit. This is of course stacked with the fact that characters don't add to your bow limit, and most of your characters can take bows, or indeed come with bows instead. So this allows you to take, quite a few more extra bows and extra shots into your force, which is really cool because a lot of those bows are going to be high movement value models as well. And so, to get started with, the Khandish King is, for me, the place to start. Now, the Khandish King is 95 points as base and has the option for a Khandish chariot, and we'll talk about that in just a second, and a horse. His big things are, he's got heavy armor, hand and half axe, and a bow with a defense of 6 there thanks to that, and 5 value of 5, 2 might, 2 will, and 1 fate point. Now he can also have the heroic actions Resolve, March, and Strike, and he's got his own commanding presence where he counts as a banner for enemy friendly models that are within 6 inches of him. Now, chariots are really interesting. There's something particularly special to the Khandish faction. Now, they have the defensive bulwark where enemy models make in the way rolls to see if they either hit the rider or mount. They will hit the chariot on a 1 to 4 and the rider on a 5+. Additionally, when in combat, any model that wishes to strike the rider must roll a d6 and apply the same effect. Chariots and magic are really interesting. They're a little bit harder to affect. Models with magical power can use them on the chariot, selecting either the chariot itself or one of the crew members as the target. Magical powers that affect multiple targets will automatically affect both models. Finally, magical powers such as Sorcerer, Brave, Knave, choose Wrath, and Calm Winds that will not move the chariot and will not knock it prone. Now, stable platform, you can fire a bow even after moving your full distance with these models as well. And you've got the chariot charge where you effectively have to pivot your model around and sort of line up your models on the table to really make sure you get the most out of those chariots. And chariots do turn your defense up to 7, which is really nice, and 3 wounds and 3 courage as well on the chariot. So some really good power there. The big thing is that movement 10 and all that brutal impact damage they're going to be able to do with the chariots. Now, Khandish warriors go alongside these chariots nicely. They're your basic sort of warrior. You've got the options of swapping out their hand and a half axe for a bow for free, and they're just 8 points per model. They got armor, hand and a half axe, and a dagger, so you do have a couple of options there on what you want to strike with. 5 value of 4, defense 4 is really nice. So, a pretty solid baseline troop for the Khand. Now, looking into where we can go. Obviously, grabbing some more Khandish warriors is certainly something to potentially look at, but Khandish chieftains are another option. That's your lesser of the 2 heroes, and you've got only heroic march for them. They can both be mounted on a chariot or horse as well, much like the Khandish kings, but they don't get the commanding presence rule, which makes them count as a banner. They are sufficiently cheaper at 40 points cheaper, so they've got 2 might, 1 will, and 1 fate. A defense of 5, which would go up to 7 if they're in a chariot, and a 5 value of 5 there as well, same as the Khandish king, though they do drop an attack and a point of courage on them as well. Now, we've got Khandish horsemen as well. This is really cool because obviously, like we said at the start, Khandish horsemen and indeed the Khandish chariots we're about to talk about after these don't add to your bow limit. Every model here in your Khandish horseman is already equipped with armor, hand and half axe, bow, dagger, and a horse. Though, if they ever become dismounted, you have to choose to drop either your bow or hand and half axe. They're effectively, mounting them on the horses. This gives them a good variety of options to play around with. They can either be, nice combat troops, or they can act as nice, fast archer skirmishers. So 5 value of 4, defense of 4 is pretty nice. Strength 3 is probably where you get let down a little bit by your Khandish warriors, but other than that, they're pretty solid cavalry. Khandish charioteers are a non-hero option version of your chariot, coming in at 30 points. They've got a 5 value of 4 and that defense of 7 thanks to being on the chariots as well. They do have 1 wound for the charioteers, although the chariots obviously have 3 wounds themselves as well. So you've got a few cool options, and much the same as we talked about the kings. They've got to pivot around to the movement. They've got all the normal protections that a chariot provides. a solid piece to add to your force. And so here we have a sample army list. Obviously, we're wanting to include a couple of chariots in this, and we're wanting to try to get, a couple of those free bows in there as well to sort of add some more fight. Now, we've got a Khandish King who is going to be our leader for the army. He's going to have his Khandish chariot as well, because I just think, if you've got a king, he's got to be on the chariot for me. 3 Khandish horsemen and 2 Khandish warriors with hand and half axes. This is going to give us, a nice amount of bows there with 3 of them and some good solid fighters. You definitely want some foot troops in your Khandish force. They really help, stop your chariots and stuff getting bogged down. We then have the Khandish chieftain, who is also going to be on a chariot, and then 4 Khandish warriors in his warband, all with the hand and half axe. You could swap out and grab some bows in these warriors if you want, because remembering the 3 horses don't count towards your bow limits. You can definitely grab a couple of extra bows in there if you want, but I think having a nice variety of melee troops in there and use your Khandish horsemen as nice outflanking, fast-moving cavalry shooters is really good. You've got, the hard-hitting cavalry potential in those chariots rather than using your horsemen as combat horses. I think the archers and being able to, get them to make the shots where they need to be is probably the best option for them. But if you've been playing with the Khand in the Middle-earth strategy battle game, let us know how you've been going and what you would do with them down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below in the comment section letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which has got a link down in the video's description where you can come chat with me about wargaming and indeed a ton of other stuff in the Discord as well. Now, if you'd like to help support the channel, the best ways to do so are down in the video's descriptions as well, either by going and joining Patreon or YouTube members, both linked in the video's description, or by grabbing some channel merch, either through our Ko-fi store or through Teespring. All of these are the best ways to help support the channel. If you'd like to do anything else and help support the channel, please reach out. We're always thankful for anyone who wants to help the channel. Thank you to our Patreon and YouTube members. We'd like to give you all a shout out for being such amazing supporters. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch, and to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop, Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel. Couldn't do what we do without you. Thank you all once again for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.